hang your purse right here if you like. Alright, so you're in today to get your eyebrow henna done?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am. I can't wait.
Have you had it before?
No, I didn't.
No?
And I want a little bit like wax right here.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely wax you.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Do you normally fill in your eyebrows?
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah?
use a pencil.
Okay. Did you say like around light brown, medium brown, dark brown?
I like more like medium brown.
Medium brown?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
not too dark.
Okay, so if you don't like them too darks, maybe we should start with the light brown and then we'll leave it on for about 10 minutes. And then we like to do a little ombre, so I'll take off the front after about 5 minutes and then you can kind of see how dark it is, and if it's not dark enough then we can go a little bit darker, but if you like it then we'll just leave it like that. And then after that we'll take it completely off, and then if it's still not dark enough for you then we can leave it on for another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and get started. So you can go ahead and lay down. Your head's gonna go right here and your legs are gonna go over that.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a blanket as well too. I'm gonna go ahead and raise the bed up so it can be a little bit closer to your eyebrow area. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use this pencil to shape out the natural shape of your eyebrow, and then I'll show you with the mirror to make sure that that's the shape that you like. And then if you want it a little bit thinner, I wouldn't go too dark or too thick at first, just because it'll be harder to get that to come off. So I'm just gonna stick to your natural shape. And then if you want me to shape it a little bit differently, then we can do that. But if you like it, then I'll just go ahead and get started with filling them in with the henna, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I can see that you have some makeup in your eyebrows, so I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse your eyebrows. Even if you didn't have makeup in your eyebrows, I would always still cleanse them. That way we can get any dirt and oils that are on your skin off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the cleanser that we actually use to clean eyelash extensions in your eyes before we prep your eyelashes, because it's very gentle for the skin. And you can see all the makeup coming off as well too. You want to see? This is going to create a nice canvas for the henna to grab onto the nice clean skin. And it's also going to help when I fill the outline with the pencil, so that it glides across the skin more smooth as well. And you already have a really nice shape too, so we usually like to try to keep the shape as close to what your eyebrow hair is already doing. That way it doesn't look too unrealistic and it doesn't like shock you either. Just because sometimes, even though we're choosing a certain color in the henna, sometimes it might be too dark. Definitely never too light, but it could always be a little bit darker than what you expected. So you want to try to keep the shape as close to what you already have so that it helps with that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and just clean up the lines that I made just to make them a little bit thinner. Just because sometimes when the lines are a little too harsh, it can throw off and make it look like your eyebrows are gonna come out that thick. Okay, now I'm gonna show you just so you can let me know if you like that or if you want them thinner or if you want the shape a little bit different, but I did follow the shape of your hair. So we're gonna go ahead and fill in the henna within these lines right here and right here. And then once we're done, those lines will obviously go away and they won't be on your skin. It's just so we can stay within those two lines so we know how much to fill them in.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then we're gonna do wax.
Yeah, and then we're gonna wax them after.
Okay, perfect. I love
Good.
it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we went ahead and mixed the light brown for her, and then we're gonna leave it on for 10 minutes. And then after about 5 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and wipe off the front of the eyebrow so we can create an ombre effect. And that'll also help with if it does get a little bit too dark, it won't be too intense for her because it'll fade, so it'll have a nice effect. Did you hear her when she said, why are you shaping, or why are you using a pencil knife? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you and make sure that you like the shape. Okay, so we always like to ask the clients and show the clients after we apply the henna. That way they can make sure that they do like the shape, and then if they don't, we can adjust it or we can add more henna, and then we'll start the 10-minute timer at that time. And so does everything look good to you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and get the timer set for 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna leave it on for 10 minutes. It's actually only gonna stay on the front of the eyebrow for 5 minutes and then on the rest of the eyebrow for the full 10 minutes. And we do that so that we can create a nice ombre effect. That way it's not too intense for the client. And we do only 10 minutes for the first time that they ever get henna, especially if they've never had it before. That way they can see how intense it is, and because we are really soaking it in and making sure that it really gets into the skin. Sometimes it can be a little bit dark at first, but as time goes on, it'll start to fade. And usually, depending on your skin type, it lasts anywhere between usually depending on your skin type, it lasts anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks on the skin, and then as well as on the hair as well too. So if you have more oily skin, it'll probably start to fade a little bit quicker, so that's why we like to say every 2 weeks for the oily skin types. And then if you have more normal to dry skin, it will last probably a little bit longer. And then also it just depends on if you're like really rubbing your face when you wash your face, or if you're kind of just like itching your face, or even when you sleep, that will also make it come off sooner as well too. So after this, we'll kind of monitor and see how long it takes for it to fade on her skin, and then she'll kind of know how often she'll need to come in to get the henna done. And another thing to keep in mind is this henna isn't similar to the henna that people will get at like state fairs, or if you go to a shop that offers like body art henna. It doesn't contain the black pigment that's actually inside of that henna, and most people who will get henna seem to be okay, but there are some people who are actually allergic to the black pigment, and so our henna doesn't contain that black pigment. And anywhere that you go to get eyebrow henna, you should always make sure that you ask. Even though it shouldn't be contained in henna for the eyebrow, it's still something that you want to ask in case for whatever reason in the past you ever have gotten henna done at like a state fair, or you went into a shop and you did have allergic reaction. It's more than likely because of the black pigment. Okay, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes already, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the front of your eyebrow, and then we'll see how well your skin held onto that. And for this part, we usually will just use water, because that's what's just gonna go ahead and remove it. We don't need to use any cleanser or any remover. We just use water just to keep it on the skin as much as possible. And so since we started with this eyebrow first, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this side first because it's been on this side for a little bit less time. And you can already see that her skin's taking it really, really good. So the 10 minutes should be enough for her. And then next time, if she wants to go the full 20 minutes, then she'll have more of an idea of how it'll be. That way it's not too shocking for the client. Because even though it's semi-permanent, it still takes a good amount of time for it to fade, even if you are going in there and scrubbing it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hand her the mirror so she can make sure that she does like how it looks. You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and I'll remove the other side, and then we'll keep leaving the ends on for another 5 minutes, and then we'll remove the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, and while the rest of the timer's waiting to go off, I'm gonna go ahead and start to wax her eyebrows and remove any of the unwanted hair that she asked to have removed. All right, so that's it. So we'll go ahead and monitor and see how long it takes for them to fade, and then we'll just go ahead and plan on 2 weeks. And then, do you think you'll want to go darker next time?
Yeah, I think I will go, but I still love it.
Yeah, they look really, really good. So we'll see how long it takes for them to fade, and then we'll text you in a couple days, and we'll see how they're doing, and then you can let us know if they faded or if they're still holding on pretty well, and then we can for sure go darker next time.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay, well.